Everybody, this will be the second phone call in a series of phone calls to Time Warner Cable regarding issues that my parents have had with their internet. And let me tell you, I'm pretty dang hot after the technician came out today and just apparently didn't know his butt from a hole in the ground, didn't know what he was doing, never could give me a real definitive answer on what the problem was. But did replace a box basically a splitter box inside of our cable box outside the back of the house, and left the place with all services not working. So yeah, I'm pretty PO'd about it. So we're about to go and call Time Warner Cable's customer support about this and let them do some explaining. So I'm not going to go into much more detail about this right now because of course I got to explain it to the customer service, so you'll get to hear it then. Alright, so let's go and give them a call.
Welcome. Time Warner Cable is becoming Spectrum. This call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance purposes. Para español, más que cinco. You can respond to this system using your voice or the touchtone keypad. To switch to touchtone only, press star 99 at any time. I have your phone number as... Are you calling about the account for that number?
No.
Okay, starting with the area code, please tell me the 10-digit phone number associated with your account. Or say, I don't have an account. Just to be sure, I understood phone number... Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I see a technician visited you for a service appointment today. Is that what you're calling about?
Yes.
I'll connect you with a representative to follow up on this appointment. One moment, please. Time Warner Cable is interested in your feedback on how we can provide the best service to you. If you will be willing to answer a few questions regarding the service you're about to receive, we would like to call you back within the next 15 minutes. Please press 1 if you'd like to provide feedback, or press 2 if you don't wish to provide feedback, or are unable to be reached by phone within the next 15 minutes.
Thanks for calling. This is Joe. How can I help?
Yes, I had a technician visit my parents' place earlier today because they were having issues with their internet. Basically, what happened was I noticed their upload was not performing very well. They're paying for 50 megs down and 5 megs up, and while they get the advertised 50 megs down, they're getting like between 1 to 2 megabits up, and it's a very dirty signal. There's lots of data loss in the signal. I had spoken with technicians over the phone last Saturday, and the supervisor I spoke with did confirm it was. He said it was like a signal issue, and that there was a lot of data loss on the upstream. So basically, if they try to browse websites, a lot of times they'll be getting like connecting or resolving hosts in the web browser, and also they have a MagicJack Plus home phone. And if they call me or somebody, for example, it's hard to hear them because their voice is breaking up real bad due to a poor upstream. And the technician who came out today, he was really a total piece of work. I'll be honest with you. He just apparently didn't know what he was doing, and he left the place. He did replace one device that was actually in the so what my mom and dad told me. They replaced the device that was in the cable box in the back of the house, and basically left the place with both TVs not working and the internet not working at all. My parents were able to reset the devices, and one of the boxes, basically they have a garage that's on the property that has one of the boxes on the account in the garage, and the technician, when he replaced the device in the box in the back of the house, he left the cable line going to the garage disconnected. My dad actually reconnected himself, and he just it's like he never really seemed to correct the actual issue at hand. He never did give me a definitive answer on whether their customer on modem was bad, if it was actually getting a bad signal, or what was going on. It was just very, very poor service.
I see. Well, so it seems like the issue is still existing, but well, I'm looking at your internet modem. It currently shows that it's online, but it's not letting you connect those, not letting you surf, something like that.
Oh, it lets you surf. You can get on the internet and surf the internet, but connect. Like if you're browsing the web and you try to visit websites, a lot of times you'll get a delay between the connection, and it's like I mentioned. This is an issue with the upstream connection. If you try to browse websites, a lot of times you'll get, like, while the browser is loading, you'll see statuses like connecting or resolving host, and usually when you see resolving host, that's generally you're intermittently losing your connection. And when they run speed tests through speedtest.net, you get the upload. Sometimes it will be 2 megs per second. One time, sometimes it'll be like 0.3, 0.5. And what's really going on, and this is what the technician who I spoke with last Saturday confirmed with me, is the connection is spotty. Like for maybe 1 millisecond it'll work, for another millisecond it'll be down. So basically, it's coming in and out. It's like a cell phone in poor reception, basically, for an example.
I see. Well, I'm actually I'm on a different desk. We have a separate team for the internet. But I wanted to confirm, though, the TV services, are they back on? I mean...
Yes, the TV services are back on. That's correct. But the internet is still experiencing the same problem it was experiencing before.
Same thing, sir. Sure. Yes.
And one thing I just wanted to just explain to you, this technician who came out, he said that that somebody in billing or somebody had changed their account from standard to basic internet. And I have no idea who he was speaking with, but he was saying things like the internet speed that they had us on was 50 megs down and 1 meg up. Time Warner Cable does not have such a plan. And he was just saying things that just didn't make any sense at all. And like when he came out to the place, and this is before I actually showed up because I live practically next door. My parents told me that basically the technician was trying to say, oh, it's not Time Warner Cable's fault, it's fault with the equipment, because he was there trying to mess with the computer and do things with the computer. I knew the computer was fine because I'm actually an IT person. I've already checked through all the stuff and everything's fine. Here he is unplugging things and plugging other things in, things that I've already troubleshooted over the phone with the technician. It's like and he spent like half an hour on the phone with somebody with Time Warner and things like that before he actually got outside. I pretty much said you need to get out there and check the signal, not just through your tablet. Actually get out there and check the signal, and that's when he finally did actually go out there and check the signal and noticed there were actually some problems. But yeah, he just didn't really. He just seemed like he was really incompetent about his position.
Okay. Well, here, well, you know what, sir? We can actually try to resolve that internet problem, but unfortunately, it's handled by a separate team. I really have limited information when it comes to that part.
Okay.
So I'm going to need to call that desk so we can get better assistance on it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I have to transfer you over, but I'm just going to ask you to please stay in the line, okay?
Sure, thanks.
Take care of that thing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, just to be sure, this is for, what's the name of the account again, just to be sure?
The name on the account is. You're speaking with his son, Nick.
Thank you, yes, sir. I'm looking at the right account. Okay.
And so, what department are you in by chance?
Oh, I'm with the customer service TV.
Okay, that's interesting because when I called Intel's automated system, it mentioned there was a technician dispatched to your premises. And it says, "Are you satisfied with his? Are you? Is that what you're calling about?" And I selected yes, and I guess it's transferring to you instead.
See. All right, sir. I'll be getting you over that desk right now. Okay.
Okay, appreciate it.
No problem, sir.
That's Time Warner Cable for you.
Time Warner Cable is interested in your feedback on how we can provide the best service to you. If you will be willing to answer a few questions regarding the service you are about to receive, we would like to call you back within the next 15 minutes. Please press 1 if you'd like to provide feedback.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, check out that help.
Yes, I was calling because a technician visited my parents' place earlier today, and basically, the issue that we've been having, I don't know if you have any notes on hand, but basically the issue that's going on with my parents' internet, which is basically the upload is not very stable. They're supposed to be getting 50 megs down and 5 megs up. They're getting the 50 down, but the upload it varies between like half a megabit and sometimes maybe 2. And what's going on, and this is why me and another technician has spoken about this past Saturday. They stated that there was an issue between the signal between the modem and Time Warner's head, and basically anytime the upload is being used, there's significant data loss.
Okay. So right now, you're enabled to connect to the internet, sir, or
They can connect to the internet. That's what I said. They can connect to the internet. It's just the upload is not very stable. Like a lot of times, if you're browsing the internet, you will see messages in, like, for example, they use Google Chrome for the web browser, and a lot of times the Chrome is not getting a stable connection. If you're trying to connect to a website, you'll get like the browser stats will sometimes show resolving host, sometimes they'll show connecting, and so basically, even though they have 50 megs of download, it still takes web pages a while to load due to the poor upload. And they also have a MagicJack Plus home phone, and if they were to call me or somebody else, they would be very hard to hear due to it would sound like a cell phone and poor reception. It's because the upload is just not doing what it's supposed to do. And get this, a technician came out today and he just seemed like he was very incompetent about what he was doing. Instead of looking into what the supervisor I spoke with on the phone mentioned, like I said, signal issues, he wanted to basically try to put the blame on my parents' computers and their equipment and not Time Warner. That was until I showed up. Of course, I'm actually in IT. He tried to basically, he went through some troubleshooting steps, which I totally understand, but there's a lot of things that were just absolutely unnecessary. He waited until the very last thing to even look at the signal, and that was why I demanded he look at the signal and not, quit playing around with things. He sat on the phone with somebody through Time Warner for like half an hour discussing, he was saying bizarre things like, somebody had switched my parents over to basic, which he quoted that was 50 megs down, 1 meg up, which I know Time Warner doesn't offer such a plan. Just tell me all sorts of other bizarre things, and never really did give an exact answer on what the issue was. And get this, when he left, he replaced a piece of equipment that was actually in the box on the back of the house. And as a result, when he left, he didn't check the service to see if any services were going, so TV and internet was out when he left. My parents were able to get it restored, and part of it involved actually opening the box themselves and reconnecting the cable that the technician didn't reconnect. So this technician, I am highly dissatisfied with. That was the worst I've ever experienced with Time Warner Cable.
Right, okay. So, if you want, I can go and pull up the down and check the status of the connection now, sir.
Sure. Now, I'm actually at my place next door. I'm just wanting to call because that technician who came out earlier today, that was just absolutely unacceptable. He acted like he didn't know what he was doing, and of course I've been doing IT for over 10 years, and he was questioning things that I was mentioning. I've dealt with these things before, and he was trying to question me and things like that about why am I asking to do this and that. He was trying to help me out, and he wasn't really. It was terrible.
Right, okay. So, do you have the phone number under the account, sir?
Yes, I do. I'll give it to you right now. It's the name on the account is. And you're speaking with Nick, his son.
That's the one that is having some trouble right now. This account.
But yeah, this technician was telling me things like they were on basic, and that was clearly not the case. I never heard somebody tell me that Time Warner offered a 50 megs down, 1 meg up plan. And I know why their internet is only putting out about 1 meg up. It's just that the upload is so unstable that sometimes it's there, other times it's not. So the speed test sort of averages it out.
Yeah, right. Okay. So right now, I also need the exact address, sir.
Sure, I'll give it to you. It is.
Okay, I got it. And now I'm running some diagnostic tests so that we can really figure out what is causing the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Did he try to like provision the modem?
He probably did. I mean, I spoke with 2 technicians last Saturday. The first one was very hard to understand, and she in the process she actually knocked the modem off the account. The supervisor put the modem back on the account, and I mean, this technician he didn't really know what he was doing. To be honest with you, he never really did. For at least during the time I was there, I never observed him going into the modem settings and actually looking at things.
Right. Because right now, when I checked the status of the modem here, it said it was provisioned incorrectly, sir. And I believe this is the problem that we are encountering right now. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to try to provision it correctly.
Okay.
And we're going to try to do some tests, okay?
Okay.
Are you sitting next to the modem right now?
I'm actually next door. I was just calling to see if perhaps we need to schedule another technician to come out. I'm actually next door. They're probably in bed asleep already.
Okay. Because also, when I check here, there's also like an open or work order here for berry trap. Is that correct?
That's correct. They had a line put in 3 years ago, and they're needing to have it buried. So yeah, the technician did put in a work order for that. So that's correct.
Yeah, and the problem here is actually the modem. The status of the bit file of the modem is currently disabled because it was provisioned incorrectly. Even if actually online right now, but the bit file is disabled, so they're really experiencing some trouble. So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and correct the bin file here.
Okay.
I'm going to try to,
Yeah, it's questionable whether this was the case the whole time or the lady I spoke with first, who you could barely understand. I mean, she knocked the modem off the account completely. And she may have done that. Yeah. Y'all's on tech support may have done that.
Okay, now I'm trying to reactivate the modem.
Okay.
And I believe they're using their own modem, right?
That's correct. They're using a Surfboard 6121.
Correct. Yeah. Motorola,
Yeah, Motorola. Yeah, the technician tried to tell me that modem wasn't sufficient for their internet speed, and I took him to y'all's own website and showed him that he was wrong.
It's really compatible with the Time Warner.
Yeah, the 6121s is compatible up to 60 megs on Time Warner.
Right. Correct.
He tried to tell me it wasn't. He also tried to tell me that their internet was, that despite they were paying for standard, they were getting basic, and he quoted the speed for basic was 50 megs down and 1 meg up, and that's not right.
Okay. Now, the status of the modem here is rebooting. It's trying to reestablish communication to the server.
Okay.
And once the modem is back online, we're going to do the test again, sir.
Okay. Are y'all able to do that on y'all's end? Because I'm not sitting at the computer, of course.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, because what I can do is later on tonight, I can walk over there and do a speed test and see what it does. But I'm glad you managed to pinpoint the issue. As far as we know, that's the issue. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. If what you're doing resolves this issue, it would be very sad how a technician who came on site broke more things than he fixed. You know. And my own dad had to go into the box in the back of the house and rescrew in a coax connection that went to the garage where the other set-top box is because the guy never did plug it back in.
Oh, and by the way, sir, is the modem connected to a wireless Netgear device?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I can see that here too.
It's a Netgear with DDWRT firmware on it.
Correct. And right now, I'm running some tests and the modem is back online.
Okay.
And yeah, it gives me now 50 megs for download and 5 for upload, sir.
Okay, very good.
Okay, it's online, it's up and running. Were you able to do some tests on your end just to make sure, or?
Like I mentioned, I'm actually next door at my own place, but I can walk over there and do some tests later on. But I mean, if you're seeing the 50 megs down and you're getting 5 megs up when you're in, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm getting 5 megs now and 50 for download.
Okay, very good.
So, sir, if this happen again, if you're still getting the problem after you do a speed test or if you're going to check the connection earlier, yeah, just give us a call here because we're going to send out tech if this happen again.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all. And I will say, unlike the technician who came on site and the previous 2 techs I spoke with, you've been very helpful.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to take note of that, sir.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, the tech. All right, no problem.
Well, you have yourself a good one then.
Okay, do the same now, sir. Take care. Okay.
Anytime. Bye-bye. Well, that means one more thing. Let's go over there and do a speed test. Oh, this is a whole lot better. Much better. Much better. Yep, there you go. And there you have it. It's doing what it's supposed to do now. Now, how freaking hard was that?